here one more day. Respected friends, let us be together with respect to each other, gratitudes to each other. Together, the respect and gratitude to the Lord, the Guru Parampara, the Shruti Mata, and the prayers that they keep on guiding us in that path spiritual. We receive that guidance and we practice that guidance. Thank you very much. The 13 Vyaktitvas which we have to mind consciously. The Samskrita Bhasha, Pravinata Vyaktitva, Shanta Gambhira Vyaktitva, Prerana Yukta Vyaktitva, Parishrami Vyaktitva, Sadhakatva Nishchita Vyaktitva, Shrotrutva Nishchita Vyaktitva, Tivra Jignasa Vyaktitva, Tivra Mumukshita Vyaktitva, श्रद्धायुक्त शिष्यत्व व्यक्तित्व, शरणागति युक्त भक्त व्यक्तित्व, sufficient vairagya व्यक्तित्व, then the filled dharma sthavaka व्यक्तित्व, and then the fulfilled loka seva व्यक्तित्व. The six of the sources, Brahma Tattva, understood its nature and doing anusandhana. Ishvara Tattva understood his powers, asking him to remove the curtains. Jagannatha, understanding her Karuna Krupa, asking her to bestow us with the qualities required for Adhyatmika Sadhana Pragati. Remembering the presence of Devata Gana, their contribution, seeking it for all the time. Guru Tattva, Swaguru, Acharyas, Guru Parampara, realizing, recognizing their role in our life, that they are very much necessary. Therefore, if they are alive, then frequently visiting, getting guidances, doing sadhana, reporting to them, getting the corrections or improvements in our sadhana from them. If they are not physical, pray to them, then they will give that knowledge from within or from the outer sources. If that knowledge is from the outer source, understand, accept that through that source, your own Guru is guiding, as long as that knowledge is regarding the truth. Then the Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Itihasa, their necessity and the way of our contact to her mother, Shruti Mata. With these and our own efforts, obviously, those individual spiritual Vyaktitvas we have to make deeper and stronger. Having remembered them, now a good day, a golden day today, because today we will be starting our study of the first chapter, first mantra of Shwethashwathara Upanishad with Sri Adi Shankara Bhashyam. Of course, before that, the 3-4 things. One is the first chapter's Parayana we do. Second is just browse through the concluding words of the Sambandha Bhashya. Before that, our Shanti Mantra Sankalpa. And then, सबसे पहले, for that 10 minutes, our common sense thought as we see every day. We made a habit of it till now it is going on and useful thoughts. Let us continue them for some more time. Today's common sense thought is one, two, three, 4 points. Some of them are not likable by us, but we can listen. If you don't like, freedom is ours always to throw it away. I know. What is it is? Ki, are we going to be as safe and comfortable at the body level, mind level, or outer world level all the time for eternity? And a good question, because we are seeing the world of people, what things that are happening to them. We are no special, isn't it? So if we somebody see walking on walker or with a stick, an old man, or confined to a wheelchair or a bistara, no. After few years, we will only be going to that stage. Or somebody in the hospital admitted. Who knows in our prarabdha if it is there, we may have to go there. Or we are seeing the people with bereavements. You know, some are there whose parents have died. Some of them whose spouse or even children. What is written in our lot, we don't know. In some cases, we see people have forsaken them, given them up. Suddenly, उस बच्चों को बोर हो गया या they felt it is difficult, then they said, Mama, Papa, bye, we are leaving you. Or we are putting you in the old age home. We throw the money. We see that in the world happening. Or financial crisis. Anything can happen. Okay. So, what's our preparation if that happens? Isn't it? Preparation is only one thinking. What is it? Ki, do we have some support? Not to fall, not to collapse, not to get disintegrated, not to stunned or wondered, or with that surprise negative, feeling empty, feeling clueless, feeling supportless. Instead of that, do we have some support if that eventuality happens? Because anything can, if nothing happens, good. We pray for that only. स्मूथली अपना जिंदगी चले जब तक प्रारब्ध है इसी तरह one day in sleep we die without even our awareness. That's the highest prayer. And enter into another body and continue troubling others or doing sadhana. That is always sought. If you are lucky, good. But always you have to see the other alternative that's there, because in this world we can see the Mahatma, the sages, the saints also at their these type of levels, inside whatever the level they are. That's because of that support which we are discussing. But outside, many disciples have cheated them, removed them, and they became the heads of that organization. And their physical body also has become very painful. Sometimes they were also troubled by the government or other reasons. अब देख रहे हैं ना, is anybody spared in this world? Even the avatars, one is born in jail, another is exiled from the kingdom. Who's supposed to be become the king is being sent away. Now, those examples of Krishna and Rama only to tell us that if it is in the lot, nobody can, escape from it. Anything it can be. So, do we have the support stronger so that we don't collapse when that happens? We have to prepare for it right now onwards. Question is asked. Now the answer also will discuss. The answer is what? Only one thing can be the support, that is our adhyatmikata. Spirituality alone can be the support. Nothing can support. Nothing can support. Only spiritual outlook, spiritual vision alone can support us. So if we create that support right now strongly, not waiting for such things to happen. अगर आप तब तक वेट करेंगे तो उस समय सपोर्ट नहीं मिलेगा, पकड़ नहीं सकते हम, अभी से तैयार करना है. Therefore, why spirituality? Along with so many reasons, this one reason, it's only support. Nothing else can be. Point one. Point two. In spirituality also, how many things are talked about? Which spirituality support? We have to again think about it. Spirituality of many. Everybody does anything and they call it spiritual. अनेक अनेक सैकड़ों है भैया. Therefore, which spirituality is the strongest support, greatest support, ultimate support is a second question. And that also we have to prepare it from now only. You know, like when it rains heavily, the protection support is either raincoat or the umbrella. But we have to be careful about which raincoat and which umbrella. एनी रेनकोट वोंट हेल्प. अब थोड़ा ज़्यादा बारिश हो गया तो फट गया मानो वो. लेकिन 4 धाम यात्रा में वहाँ 20-30 रुपए का रेनकोट खरीदते, उतना ही. दोज डेज 10-12 years बैक. अभी 50 रुपए हो गया होगा. इट विल कैन प्रोटेक्ट यू व्हेन देयर इज अ ड्रिजलिंग. वेरी डाउनपोर है तो व्हाट कैन इट डू? सो a very delicate umbrella. Light rain. ओके, बट थंडरस रेन हुआ तो वो उड़ जाएगा और टूट जाएगा वो. हवा ज़्यादा हो गया मान लो, यू कैन सी हाउ मेनी अम्ब्रेलास. Hundreds of examples can be given like that. That we need support. But में हम सुनते हैं the wall collapsed, the house collapsed, building collapsed. And the house which was to support the people itself became cause of death. Therefore, spirituality is support. But which is the strongest support? Second question. And the answer is obvious. He Advaita Vedanta, spirituality alone is the greatest support. Ekameva Advayam Brahma Neha Nanasti. Many other supports can be there, but none of them are as deeper, greater, stronger, permanent than this one. Thank God we are exposed to that knowledge through our Upanishadic learnings every day. Hopefully. Second point. First is question, what is the support? The answer is spirituality. Second question is, which is spirituality? The answer is the Brahma Jnana. Upanishad Vedya Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana. Nothing else. As strong as this. Luckily, from last 150 days, we were studying that only in the Sambandha Bhashyam. Therefore, second clarity. Third one is what? In our layman's language, what is the meaning of that? Advaita Vedanta Brahma Jnana is only simple. Ki everything basically is Sat Chit. We are also basically Sat Chit. That Sat Chit is one. That Sat Chit is me. Remaining in that Anubhuti is the Advaita Anubhuti, Advaita Jnana. Brahma Anubhuti, Moksha Jnana. Strongest support. Then what is all other things? They are all projections on it, superimpositions on it, done by that Paramatma Tattva only, but taken as real because the real Paramatma Tattva is not in our cognition. Like The snake is projection on rope only, but the projected snake is taken as real because the real rope is not apprehended. If you apprehend the rope as rope, no snake, no samsara of the snake. In the same way. So, Sat Chit, third point, Brahma Vastu is the Sat Adi, is the reality, and we are that. Anything other than that, whether within ourselves as the Upadhis, whether outside as the Rupa Nama, all of them are unreal projected. Now, once this is understood, from this only, therefore, what is sadhana also can be understood. What is sadhana is everything should be looked from the Sat and the Chit standpoint. Okay, or try to become aware of everything that is happening, or everything is being done, or everything to be done. So much that slowly from those things of which we are aware, we withdraw and become aware only of the awareness. That is, this sadhana is mastered on the seat of meditation, then practiced all through. First, to master it, we have to go for the meditational seat. Then, when you get it, even off the seat of meditation, wherever we are, that is what we are doing. Either call it as acutely aware of everything. Of course, in that, what is to be avoided, avoided, what is to be done, only that is done. But everything done acutely with awareness. Then, later on, slowly withdraw from the being aware of the things or whatever, become aware only of the awareness. It appears little mystical, it appears little unfathomable or non-understandable or non-practical naturally in the beginning. But when we keep on attempting, slowly we get that breakthrough. Then what? Then be in that awareness only always. Anytime required, come to Upadhi level, do something, again go back to awareness. What you seek through all other outer involvements, called as eternity, called as bliss, called as freedom, all of them are there in that being aware. That is one thing. Second is what? Look at everything as Sat, basically. Then observe the modifications, changes that are happening in everything and devalue them, discard them. Discard means don't value them. Sat is remaining as Sat. On that, any of the name form superimposed are going on changing, they disappear. But Sat remains. And the awareness which we talked earlier, the Sat which we are talking now, that is my essential nature. This is the highest spirituality one has to master and do it. When we are not able to do it, then we inquire why are we not doing it is only two reasons. One is our own upadhi, bandhana, tadatmya. Then through the upadhi, our value to the outer world of things and beings. This force is there because of habit, because of vasanas gathered from thousands of lives. Then keeping the main goal to be done intact, trying to do that. When we are not able to do that, when we analyze what is the reason, we discover these to be to the reason, these two to be the reasons. Then work upon these things. If you can work upon this, go back to the main sadhana. What is the working upon is basically intellectual thinking, intellectual understanding. In that ruthlessness, what it is, This upadhi identity is not allowing me to identify with myself. This fact we have to accept. Therefore, I must detach myself from them. This thought should come. If we are sympathetic towards our upadhis, if we are loving them, attached to them, then they seek naturally the outer world. Then that is what is called delusion. That is what is called as samsara. That is what is taking us away from the practice of realizing the self, and also therefore realization of the reality, the self, and moksha. उससे दूर ले जा रहा है हमको. That is called as उपाधि निराकरण. Every shastra, now evening class, आज से वही होगा. All next 10, 12 slokas in Atma Bodha, we will be taught how to reject and negate the upadhis. बोलते रहना पड़ेगा. Then only the deep rooted I am upadhi, through upadhi I have to be happy. These wrong convictions, wrong notions can be shaken, can be uprooted and thrown away. So become aware of the Sharira and say, yeah, it is there. I am in this to do sadhana. But more than that, I am unnecessarily valuing it that my whole life is dedicated to it. The whole day is going only for the Sharira. What spirituality I am studying and what I am doing, इनमें जमीन आसमान का फर्क है. So much contradiction है. So I am insulting my own knowledge. I am insulting my own goal. I am insulting the Guru and Shastras by doing this, by living like this, life like this. Therefore, I have to reject or eject out of identity with the Sharira. Now then think, which are the places where Aham Dehosmi is becoming stronger. Don't go there, don't do those things. So to with the other upadhis, Indriyas, the mana, the buddhi, the ahankara, the life lived at this level has become habit to us from millions of lives. Therefore, recognizing the Sat, recognizing the Chit, and they as ourselves, our real self, we are not able to do. The whole Shastra talks this only. But we have to be clear in our understanding, पक्का in our practice. स्टार्ट करना है उस चीज की साधना को, तभी होने लगता है. How much ever the marshy, the land is thorny or with lot of bushes, when you start walking and clearing the path and route, then the journey happens. चलते चलते where we want to reach, we'll reach one day. खड़े खड़े होके तो होता कुछ नहीं ना. So this is what we have to do at a higher level spiritual sadhana. कि उपाधि तादात्म्य not allowing me to realize my real self, even though intellectually I am understanding through Upanishad Shastras. So therefore, let us be there. So at this moment, with what identity I am living, Dehosmi, Nahan Dehosmi, Atmasmi, or living as sense organs. Naham Indriyavanasmi, Atmasmi, Naham Manasmi. Then Neti Neti, as it is said, no? In that way, relentlessly one has to keep on doing. If we are not able to do this, then the third reason is there. The reason is what? In the seen outer world of things and beings, we are entangled too much beyond the requirement and limit. That is why we are not able to reject upadhis. That is why we are not able to continuously practice that I am Sat and Chit. And without that practice, we can't establish in it. बिकॉज ज्ञान का अभ्यास करना पड़ता है. अज्ञान कलुषम जीवम ज्ञानाभ्यासात विनिर्मलम कृत्वा. ज्ञान का अभ्यास तो करना पड़ता है. निधि ध्यासन उसी को कहते हैं वेयर वी डू द अभ्यास ऑफ द ज्ञान टिल द अभ्यास ऑफ द अज्ञान along with its root goes away. है ना. रगड़ते रहना पड़ेगा ना ब्रश से तब तक जब तक the dirt on the cloth or any of this utensil or any of the lamps is removed. That is abhyasa. ज्ञान अभ्यास से अज्ञान चला जाएगा तो द ट्रुथ जो है वो रिवील हो जाएगा. If the ajnana is not removed by jnana abhyasa, the truth is not revealed, even though it is that, it is there, we are that always. So then come to that level of world. Then we have to be very careful here about everything and every being. That these are the things and beings I am valuing for my bhoga. Therefore, these are real. I am caught up in them with raga dvesha. This in turn is strengthening my upadhi tadatma and jiva bhava, because of which my atma abhyasa I am not able to do. उस तरफ जा ही नहीं रहा हूं मैं वहां तो दूर की बात हो गई अभी यहीं जूझ रहा हूं मैं हियर अलोन आई एम गेटिंग लास्ट देन आई हैव टू वी हैव टू फील what a useless fellow I am, wretched fellow I am, that my own spiritual knowledge, I myself am becoming obstacle to practice it and experience it by this type of attitudes. So don't talk anything to the things and beings there. Oh, why rando? In our mind, we have to talk that this object I am valuing, this person I am valuing, how much I am giving importance through raga and dvesha. Then the thoughts about them, the reactions about them, the responses to them, these alone are there always in my mind, which is strengthening me to be a jiva with no upadhi. In the meantime, what I heard in Upanishad that I am Sachidananda Brahma, oh, far behind it is left or it is suppressed. It is kept under beneath the earth only. सुन तो लिया लेकिन वो भूल ही गया मैं. So therefore, that devaluing. That is again the meaning of नेति नेति. जगत का भी नेति नेति करना, उपाधियों का भी नेति नेति करना. तभी जा करके soham we can do with Satchit Atma. And this has to consciously, deliberately to be done. Whoever have done, they have realized the self. It took its time. For each one, depending on how many hours they are doing per day. Those who have done only that one, giving up everything else, they could reach very quickly. Others doing undoing, because of which they delayed their process. Fourth point. है ना? Fifth one is what? But it is not easy that way, as said, to get rid of our attachments or aversions to the people. Because we are experiencing that sukha they are giving us, towards whom we have raga, dukkha given by people, towards whom we have the dvesha. Then what to do? Another technique can be done. Very good technique. I think it can be used. What is it? Let sukha come from people, dukkha come from people. You can't avoid. But don't label them as good person and create raga, bad person and create the dvesh. ये मत करो बस. How to do that? Simple technique which we never like to do. We never like to do. We don't want to do it. That's it. Still we share that technique. The technique is what? Whoever is that person, the husband or wife or in-laws, or the other relatives or friends or neighbors. Only one thing to say, they are the Ishvara, they are the God. They are my own Ishtadeva. In that roop, giving me what I deserve, sukha or dukkha through seva or insult. This practice, that is why in Gita, the 10th chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, सब में मुझे देखो. कहा ना? In all the trees I am the Ashwatha, in all the and Ayudas and Vajra, all that 80 Vibhutis are given. For as a practice, once that is done, then practice is everything is Ishvara Bhava. एक साल ऐसा करके देखे ना, then what happens? Looking at the world and calling them by different name form, creating raga dvesha with them, that goes away. When we look at the world, then we understand, because practice, strength of practice, it is a Ishvara, it is my own Rama. Shri Rama Sabjak Jani is that only. That's a practice. मानी मानी करके he has become जानी now. फर्स्ट मानना पड़ता है, फिर अभ्यास करना पड़ता है, देन जानकारी हो जाती. तो एन ऑब्जेक्ट ईश्वर, a person and ईश्वर, a अनुभूति has come, good or bad, ईश्वर. Other than Ishvara, don't give any specific value to anything while going through it inside. So that the Ishvara Vritti should be stronger in us than the Raga Dvesha ke Karana Shatru Mitra Vritti. This is the minimum first sadhana for the spirituality to begin with. And to bring that faith in the Ishvara, we are told to study Puranas, the stories where the Ishvara Krupa say how the Jivas are saved. So that is to develop Shraddha in the Ishvara, Bhakti in the Ishvara. And to do it practically, we are told to do Upasana in our Puja Mandira. There is a stone, we only bought it, bargain karke. But now we are considering it as Ishvara. ये अभ्यास करके then everything outside also is Ishvara. Therefore, people with specific relations, specific qualities, specific performances, are not, what do you say, becoming important in our mind to disturb our mind. Some Ishvara has. Somebody is fat, Ishvara. Thin, Ishvara. Then, Are fat, Are Baba, Are thin, Are Baba. That thought will not come. Then you laugh at the fat fellow and become sympathetic to the thin fellow. This is not required. That is samsara. Wow, wo bhi Ishwar hai, ye bhi Ishwar. You see a tiger or lion chasing, you see a deer which is chased. And उसने attack करके मार भी डाला. Then you become sympathetic to the deer and angry towards the tiger. Then you become samsara. You can't do anything, but you create samsara because of it. Sadhana is what? The deer also Ishvara, the tiger is Ishvara. Inside our mind, that's sadhana. Good government, bad government. Good people, bad, white person, black person. Sanatana Dharmi, non-Sanatana Dharmi. Spiritual, non-spiritual. Bhogi, yogi. That is the meaning of Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavyastini Suni Chaiva Svapake Cha Pandita Samadarshina. That's the meaning, practically. Yesterday, what was that first guidance spiritual given by Vasishtha ji to Rama? Anantam Samatanandam Paramartham Vidurbuddha. Isn't it? Anandam, Ananta Anandam and Samata Anandam is Paramartham. And that's obtained by these two sadhanas of Shastra and Buddha. Therefore, Nityam we have to do the seva of the Shastra and the Guru. Beautiful sloka it was. Anantam Paramanandam Paramartham Vidurbuddha. Then they are obtained by these two sadhana. Therefore, Nityam Sevyaha, Sevye, those two. So that Samata Anandam is Paramatma only in everything. Isn't it? This is how we have to catch the point कि ऐसा करना पड़ता है करके. अदरवाइज क्या है ना, अब ननद आई है या बहू आई है या सासू माँ आई या बहन आई है या माता आई है या पुत्री आई है. These are all for a samsari. You are all sadhakas now. So for us, the Lord only in that room. If we don't do that practice, then we'll never end the samsara. Then we'll never become spiritual. It can be 10 lakh lives. Every life we are born again, if at all as human, we will get all these people. Again, same dukan khol ke, वही वाला बिजनेस है ना. तो दुकान वाले खोल दिया सेम बिजनेस एवरी डे. Get the new stocks, all pile them up, write down and all. The customers come, sell them, get the money, again get the new stock. सेम रूटीन होता है. 40-50 साल वही करते हैं वो लोग. Receiving orders, making the production, packing, dispatching, getting the money, again receiving the orders. Same way we will be born, we will have people around us with various relativities, and from them we get sukha and dukkha, and we form the raga dvesha towards them, and that's the whole thing will continue till we die. Again we will be born. ऐसा ही हजारों लाखों जन्मों से कर रहे हैं, आगे भी चलता रहेगा. Then we are always away from spirituality. We are in samsara. In that sukha dukkha hota rehta hai because papa punya, and the jara roga mrityu we can never avoid. But if this practice is done, Sarvam Brahmamayam, Sarvam Ramamayam, Sarvam Krishnamayam, then the people, their goodness or badness, because of that, the raga, dvesha toward them, they should not be formed in our mind. If you practice, they won't happen. Just close your eyes. Remember all the enemies. They are all expression of God. ऐसा कुछ दिन करके जाओ, कर लो, so they will not be there. No, they are the ones who are disturbing us, no, from doing our sadhana. So to remember people whom we are attached to. Just hey, all of them are Paramatma. Drop that attachment. Then they won't come in mind. Then the sadhana, then Aham Satchidasmi, I am Nirupadika Asmi, that can be effectively done. I mean, throughout life, for the upadhis, the bhoga of the vastus, and the ones who are providing the vastus, toward them the raga, and who are becoming obstruction toward them dvesha. अब इसी में हमारा मन हमेशा है. So what our rishis are saying about the dhyana, about the atmanubhuti, about the moksha, पहले तो हम सुनने को आते नहीं. सेकंड, आते हैं तो लेकिन सुनते नहीं. थर्ड, सुनते हैं लेकिन समझते नहीं. फोर्थ, समझते हैं लेकिन भूल जाते हैं. फिर करते ही नहीं प्रैक्टिस बिकॉज वी आर बिजी इन दिस. And that's how every moment, every hour, every day only is spent in this thing called as samsara. We have to become aware of it. This is how, in spite of studying Shastras one time, one day, morning or evening, still I am more samsari than others. That the world is so important, involvements are so much with the upadhis. सारे व्यंजन चाहिए हमको खाने के लिए, भोजन पदार्थ, बढ़िया सा सोने के लिए सोफा वगैरह पलंग चाहिए, और देखने के लिए टीवी चाहिए. वेरी स्पिरिचुअलिटी इन दिस. 100% samsara only. More than others. वो लोग कुछ कभी-कभी मंदिर-वंदिर जाते हैं, अभी मंदिर भी छोड़ दिया हमने, क्योंकि सब ब्रह्म ऐसे ब्रह्म में आ गए ना, ब्रह्म में. And if we don't think like that, if we don't think, then we don't understand the mistake that we are not at all meaning business of our sadhana, our moksha. We're just, what do you call, cheating ourselves. और फिर सबके लिए बेसिक पॉइंट कि डू यू वांट दैट मोक्षानुभूति और नॉट, आत्मानुभूति और नॉट, ब्रह्मानुभूति और नॉट. That's again big question, that can be discussed. So in this way, these are the few things. One was when unexpected eventualities happen, do we have the support? Support is spirituality, and that also Advaita Brahma alone, and in that the sadhana and anubhuti is Sat and Chit. What is that which doesn't allow us to do it is upadhis, and we are held up in the upadhi because of the outer things and beings. So everywhere feeling abominable about ourselves, hating ourselves, scolding ourselves कि मैं इतना शास्त्र पढ़ के भी बेवकूफ हूँ करके. From all that nonsense we try to come out. One of the toughest thing is things and beings, because millions of lives of asanas. It's not easy to give up the attachments and all, even hatreds. Then a sweeter technique is see the God in everyone. Servants, the Lord. Driver, the Lord. Doctor, the God. Nurse, the God. कोई भी है बस वो निरंतर उस वृत्ति में रहना है. जो कुछ भी देख रहा हूं मैं वो ईश्वर है बस. Then toward that person, whatever thoughts they dropped. Then my practice. Everything is supported by Sat and Chit. I am that. Everything is supported by Sat and Chit. I am that. I am that Sat and Chit which is supporting everything. And then one or two important things is when we do this practice, we have to be ready to receive that grace of the Lord in the form of experience that we are not the Sharira. While being in the Sharira, छोड़ के नहीं जाएंगे. और उस समय जो धमाका लगता है ना, उसको हमें रेडी होना है. लाइक व्हेन द फ्लाइट टेक्स ऑफ और लैंड्स, both times a different experience is there. पूरा पेट में गुड़गुड़ होता है. You have to be ready for it. In the same way, when I'm doing this sadhana, when that sublime experience comes that I am not the Sharira, सडनली हमको फिसल के गिरना नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि गिरते हैं भाई. हमको कभी था ही नहीं ऐसा अनुभव कि आई एम नॉट शरीर है ना. लाइक ए पर्सन हु नेवर एंटर्ड इनटू वाटर, फर्स्ट टाइम व्हेन ही एंटर्स टू स्विम, ही नेवर डिड इट. नो, उनको पता नहीं चलता क्या करूं, पाँव तो से चलूं कि हाथ से चलूं. हियर इट इज फनी, ही नोज हाउ टू वॉक ऑन द ग्राउंड, और पानी में क्या करे, पाँव तो नहीं चलते वहां, हवा नहीं हो रहा है, अंदर है. Isn't it? A newborn baby also. He was in different atmosphere altogether in the womb. Suddenly he comes out, is absolutely new. लगता है टाइम इसलिए और होता है वो. The atmosphere, pressures outside, the heat, etc. different. In the same way, the newborn baby की तरह, when that अनुभव भगवान gives, we should be ready to receive it. नहीं तो क्या होगा हमारा, as we humorously say, we do prachara for one party and we vote for the other one. Here also, we study all the Brahman, but we become comfortable only to live as Aham Shariramasmi, Dehos. That's a basic problem again. स्वामी आपने जो कहा बहुत बढ़िया है, लेकिन आई एम हैप्पी टू बी एज ए शरीर ओनली. Like some people, listen all Vedanta, but finally say, we are happy to be a business person, to be a samsari. अब if that is the way, then कितने जन्म लगेगा ऐसा फिर हमको. We ourselves are not interested. They are called convenient spiritual people. What's the convenient means? As long as the spirituality does not disturb their being worldly, being samsari, being bhogi, so long they just go. The moment तेरे को शेक हो रहा है उनके बेस पे, वो छोड़ देते फिर. Not that base, but this परमात्मा को. So that is, they won't never become spiritual only then. Like the child, if we have to go to school and study, he'll have to leave the comforts of home. And if we have to go some other place and study, then he'll have to leave the comforts of the coaxing and pampering of mother and father. नहीं छोड़ा तो वो नहीं मिलेगा आगे वाला. इधर भी वही है. शुद्ध आत्मा अनुभव पाना है तो फिर इन उपाधियों का तादात्म्य छोड़ना होता है. रहेंगे वो जब जरूरत है, बट यू शुड बी रेडी फॉर दैट एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ द जर्क. लाइक इन निद्रा, दिस इज नो देह तादात्म्य. In Swapna also, this Deha, this Jagat is not there. So too, in the higher, deeper experiences, the detachment from the body happens. Suddenly we feel supportless. That initial jerk. बाद में फिर आदत हो जाए. Like the child also, first time when he walks without support. Or an old man with walker, he started walking 10 days. Then God after the walker छोड़, oh, collapse हो जाता. So many other things, like फर्स्ट टाइम साइकिलिंग करोगे या कोई स्केटिंग होता है पहली बार करो, और बच्चों के लिए आजकल होता है ना, यूं करके चले जाते हैं. फर्स्ट टाइम तो फिसल ही जाते हो. यू नो एवरी फर्स्ट टाइम एक्सपीरियंस हाउ इट लुक्स लाइक. But this also, then as we go on practicing, then the subtle experience that I am not Deha, I am Deha Sakshi will happen. More and more we have to be in that anubhuti. Then be in the Sharira also. Do whatever is required. Means a higher level where you will take the pen, write with it and keep the pen there. Take the cell phone, do the work and keep it there. Take the body, do the work and keep it there. You are in the self. ऐसा वाला धीरे धीरे हायर पॉइंट हम बता रहे हैं, बहुत दूर है वो. पहले तो हमको वी हैव टू गेट रिड ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंस गिवन टू द पीपल इन आवर थॉट्स. फर्स्ट साधना वही हमको बताना है. स्वामी जी, हाउ कैन आई कंसिडर माय वाइफ एज द देवी? शी लुक्स लाइक भद्रकाली. हाँ, दैट इज देवता ओनली. और माय हस्बैंड इज तो हमेशा रुद्र रूप. अरे रुद्र भगवान ही तो है. ये तो हमेशा नृसिंह की तरह लगते हैं स्वामी. और नृसिंह is also भगवान. That's why Bhagavan appeared in every रूप. सौम्य रूप, उग्र रूप, क्रूर रूप, हर रूप में इसलिए उन्होंने दिखाई दिया. Only to give us an idea that we can practice every रूप as God only. Thank you. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saviryam Garavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya. Om Yerime Guruvi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakyata Sarva Vedantaha नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ॐ विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विधेहि कृपां सहजां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे. श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहिन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां गुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत्परम्परादीनां ज्ञानभक्तियोगादिसाधनानां पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर आयुरारोग्य क्षेम स्थैर्यादीनां द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्य दिग्विजयार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकंठं नमाम्यहम्. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः. In this Prathamodhyaya, before the first mantra started, towards the end, what is said in the Sambandha Bhashya for 4-5 minutes we see. Okay, it is important, it is essential, it is a summary. It's a crux of it, it is a base. Listen carefully, very beautiful. In one big flow, Bhagavan Shankara spoke. हम थोड़ा थोड़ा उसको ब्रेक करते हुए समझे कल, फिर एक बार आज करके we chant the first chapter completely, then we see the first mantra. Then tomorrow onwards, exhaustively. It is said here in this way कि iti evam, iti means हो गया, evam means in this way, श्रुति स्मृति युक्तितः अनुभवतः च, by the Shruti, by Smriti, by Yukti and Anubhava. Okay? Shruti, Smriti, Yukti, Smriti में ही पुराण वगैरह सब आए. These are the four ways to establish the truth. Shruti, Smriti, Yukti, Anubhava. Anubhavata, what is proved? Prapanchasya badhitatvad. The prapancha is said to be non-existing, unreal only. If at all it is seen, is only kalpita, but never real. Actually unreal, because you are seeing, we will give it the kalpitatva or mithyatva value, but it is not so real that we have to value it and get bound. Cinema, it's not real, it's only kalpita. Real नहीं है, absolutely non-existent, but दिख रहा है. Therefore, give it the value of projection, imagination, kalpana. But don't give value. If you give value that it is real, then you won't see it anywhere like that. और उसकी तरह जियोगे तो फिर बात नहीं बनता. Only कल्पित. So प्रपंच से बाधितत्वात्, but still prapancha is there, seen, and it is troubling us. How is it troubling? One technical word is used here, adhyasa. Whole spiritual therefore sadhana is to be able to reject that adhyasa. अध्यात्म मीन्स परस्पर लक्षण आरोपण, इसका उसमें उसका इसमें. That is said in Atmabodha, Atmanah Satchidamshaha Buddhehe Vruttiriti Dvayam Sanyoja Cha Vivekena Janameti Pravartate. Or in our Drukdrishi Vivek and all of them, ki tapta aisa pindavat. Like the hot red iron ball. Hot and red belongs to fire. Iron, the heaviness, ball, the roundness belong to the iron ball. But they came together. अन्योन्य अध्यास कहते हैं उसको. इसके लक्षण उस पे, उसके लक्षण इस पे. So listen, prapanchasya badhitatva, theoretically when it is proved, yet adhyasa remains. How he says badhitatva atyanta vilakshananam. Two things which are absolutely of the opposite nature, they appear to be together through adhyasa. In the same way, the adhyasa happened even though there is no world still. That adhyasa we have to remove. And for that only Upanishad study. This is the idea. That is the meaning of whole spiritual sadhana. So ये पूरे हम आगे पढ़ने वाले चीज में सारांश ये है. लंबा सेंटेंस है इसलिए पहले बता दिया. He starts saying that अत्यंत विलक्षणानाम असदृश रूपाणाम. Two things which are in lakshanas absolutely opposite to each other, in the form also totally opposite to each other. For example, Madhura and Tikta. These are vilakshana. The taste of Madhura is different. The taste of the Tikta is different. Tikha, Tikta. So to the रूप का एग्जाम्पल क्या दिया? अत्यंत असदृश रूप क्या है? श्वेत एंड पीता आदि नाम. The white and yellow or the white and black, etc. इनका भी अभी परस्पर अध्यास दर्शनात्. When we see the अध्यास of both of them, डाल देती ना. आप करेला सब्जी बनाते हो, थोड़ा गुड़ डाल देते हो, मीठा लग जाता हो, अध्यास हो गया. Otherwise करेला cannot be मीठा. And because इसमें करेला भी है, तो only pure गुड़ का also you don't have experience. You have the कड़वापन also. एक विचित्र अनुभव होता है, इसी को अध्यास. So too, two colors, Shweta and Pita. Pita is yellow. When they come together, a Vichitra, another creamy color comes. But दोनों अध्यास हो गए. So he gave लक्षणों में अध्यास, he gave रूपों में अध्यास. Totally opposite रूप they are. Totally opposite lakshana they are. But still, these examples he gave to say, in the same way, right now as a jiva, as a samsara, as a sufferer, we are in the adhyasa. Entire spirituality is to come out of that adhyasa. He is giving that introduction. Example दे दिया ना. See, even though Shruti, Smriti, Yukti and Anubhavada Jivan Mukta shows that there is no prapancha at all. Yet prapancha is kalpita and the lakshana of the prapancha are aropita on the reality and the reality is forgot. इतना गड़बड़ हो रहा है. Like, when you enter into any of the departments and look into the things that are happening, पीछे जाकर देखोगे ना, इतना टेंशन, इतना एट्रोसिटीज, इतना गड़बड़ वहां होते हैं, आपको हम देखते नहीं उसको. Anywhere you see, I'm just giving example, like go to a education, school system, college, और you ऊपर देख रहे तो बच्चे जा रहे, पढ़ाई हो रहे सब. But if you go into deeper analysis, how many hours are wasted? How much the subject is not taught properly to children? Children are not properly disciplined. They are not taken into confidence. Teachers themselves don't come on time. They are lazy. They तो take salary तो ले लेते हैं. The infrastructure, everything that's of the college school, they are not properly maintained. इतना होता है वहाँ. A government's work also you see. हम observe नहीं करते हैं. We just continue. But if you go into that, you will see how many wrong decisions in so many places government is taking at their immaturity level. Some of them are deliberately because of selfishness. Many of them are inadvertently. But हो रहे हैं. In the same way, even though श्रुति, स्मृति, युक्ति, अनुभूति से प्रपंच है ही नहीं, लेकिन कल्पित है और आरोपित है और वही सत्य माना जा रहा है और सत्य को हम भूल ही गए. Now you understood what is the whole Vedantic thought, at least now after so many months of listening and studying. Picture is becoming clear or not? Isn't it? Or still you are in that mood like somebody may said, क्या हो रहा है करके. मजा हो रहा है, मौज हो रहा है. Therefore, another example. What is it is said here? Madhura Tikta Shweta Pita Adinamapi Paraspara Adhyasa Darshanat. You can see in the world there Adhyasa of the Vilakshana things, opposite Rupa things. Another example, Murte Api Akashe. Akasha has no form, and yet Tala Malinata Adi Adhyasa Darshanat. You can see the Tala as if the Akasha is a dome or a chat ki tarah, or Malinata mean the blue color or any of the color. रूप ही नहीं है उसको, आप कैसे कहोगे कि वो कुछ किस शेप में है? हाउ कैन यू टॉक अबाउट इट इज कलर? तो रूप रहित का रूप और उसके ऊपर रंग, मलिनता इज रंग. As the adhyasa is done, in the same way, after giving these three examples, Madhura Tikta one example, Shweta Pita another example, then the Amurta Akasha mein Talata and Malinata. The formless Akasha is taken to be a form and a color is superimposed on that. In the same way, Atma and Atmanoho Atyanta Vilakshanayoho. In the same way, the Atman, the reality, the Anatman, the Upadhis and the world, which are Atyanta Vilakshanaha, and also Murta Murtayoho. दोनों के लक्षण भी अलग हैं और दोनों में एक परमात्मा तो अमूर्त है, तो उपाधियां अनात्मा मूर्त वाला. इन दोनों का भी तथा संभवात. Tata means as it was in the case of examples, the superimposition, the अध्यास संभवात हुआ है, हो चुका है, हम उसका अनुभव भी कर रहे हैं. एग्जाम्पल दे रहे हैं अनुभव के लिए. हाउ डू वी से स्थूलोहम कृशोहम इति. तो स्थूलता कृशता शरीर का है, आत्मा तो कोई रूप ही नहीं है. बट हाउ कैन इट बी स्थूल एंड कृशा? So there I am not using two words, स्थूला and aham. स्थूलता belongs to whom? The sharira. And aham कौन है? आत्मा. So दोनों का परस्पर अध्यास से मैं स्थूल हूं, मैं कह रहा हूं कि नहीं? मैं स्थूल नहीं हूं, स्थूल मैं नहीं हूं. याद रखना. लिसन टू दिस सेंटेंस, वेरी फनी. मैं स्थूल नहीं हूं मीन्स आई एम नॉट द शरीर. स्थूल मैं नहीं हूं, आई एम आत्मा. क्योंकि आत्मा इज नॉट इन एनी ऑफ द फॉर्म टू कॉल इट एज स्थूल और सूक्ष्म. पर भाई क्या कहता हूं? मैं स्थूल हूं. सो टू मैं कृष्ण नहीं हूं और कृष्ण मैं नहीं हूं. मैं कृष्ण नहीं हूं मीन्स आई एम नॉट द कृष्ण रूपी शरीर. कृशम मैं नहीं हूं मीन्स मैं वो आत्मा हूं जिनमें कृश स्थूल आदि भाव नहीं है, बट दोनों का अध्यास होकर डोंट बी से आई एम फैट और आई एम थिन. सो कृशोहम स्थूलोहम इति वन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ अनुपाधि देहात्मनो अध्यास अनुभवात. देह का आत्मा का अध्यास अनुभव हो रहा है हमको, इतना फंस गए हम उसमें. तो वन एक्सट्रीम द शरीर का दिया, अनदर एक्सट्रीम इज अहंकार का. बीच में इंद्रिय प्राण मन बुद्धि ये सब आप ऐड कर लो. टू एक्सट्रीम्स आर टोल्ड हाउ द अध्यास इज लिव्ड बाय अस एलाइव. तो स्थूलोहम कृशोहम इज एन अध्यास. मुझे बीमारी हुई इज एन अध्यास. बीमारी मेरे को नहीं होती है, मैं बीमार ग्रस्त नहीं होता है, बीमारी शरीर को होती है और मैं शरीर ही नहीं हूं, मुझे कैसे बीमारी होगी. इन द सेम वे आई एम नॉट डॉक्टर. डॉक्टर इज नॉट मी. डॉक्टर इज बुद्धि. आई एम नॉट बुद्धि, नो. सो डॉक्टर इज नॉट मी and I am not doctor because I the pure self. In it there is no buddhi for it to become doctor. But I am doctor, I am lawyer, है ना? Everything. I am husband. I am not husband because I am not the man or the body. And husband is not me because in pure me there is no body that it will become husband of somebody. लेकिन दोनों का अलग अध्यास हो गया. So one extreme of the Sharira Adhyasa is told, another extreme of Ahankara Adhyasa. What is it? Hanta chen manyate hantum, atas chen manyate hatam, ubhav tavan vijanitaha, nayamantina hanyate. This is the shloka from Katha Upanishad. Ityadi Shruti Darshanat. And also, evam veti hantaram, the one who says he is the killer. Yaschainam manyate hatam, and the one who thinks he is the killed. Ubhav tavan vijanitaha, both of them don't know, because na I am hanti na hanyate. Neither it is killed nor it is a killer. Same way, प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणै कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विणात्मा कर्ता इति मन्यते. These are all examples for the अन्योन्य अध्यास of the अहंकार. So हनन क्रिया कौन कर रहा है? अहंकार कर रहा है, आत्मा नहीं करता. छोटू हनन क्रिया किसके ऊपर हो रहा है? अहंकार के ऊपर. वो जो तादात्म्य किया हुआ है शरीरवादी से, बट आत्मा के ऊपर वो हनन क्रिया हुआ है ऐसा महसूस करते. तो आई एम किलर इज द एक्सट्रीम केस. हियर आई एम डूअर. कर्तृत्व अभिमान की बात कहते हैं. कर्तृत्व अभिमान अहंकार का होता है. आई एम करता एंड आई एम भोक्ता. हियर आई एम द किलर, द कर्ता ऑफ द किलर कर्मा, किलिंग कर्मा, एंड भोक्ता ऑफ द किलर किल्ड कर्मा, दैट आई एम किल्ड. दैट इज अहंकार का अध्यास. मीन्स अहंकार के लक्षण आत्मा में डाले जा रहे. पहले वाले में स्थूल शरीर के लक्षण आत्मा में डाले जा रहे. और आत्मा का लक्षण स्थूल शरीर में क्या डाला कि आत्मा का सत्य चित्त स्थूल शरीर में डाला. इसलिए शरीर सत्य है, चित्त है और रियल है ऐसा आपको लग रहा है. So to the kartrutva bhoktruttva are the लक्षण of the ahamkara. They are put on the self. When I say I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. And again the sat chit lakshana of the atman are given to the ahankara. Therefore ahankara seems to exist too. And ahankara seems to be aware or conscious. So it's called as paraspar adhyas. हुआ है, हम अनुभव कर रहे हैं, उसी को संसार कहते हैं. Then what is the moksha? Remaining as a self. How do you remain as self? When you reject the not self. How do you reject the self, not self and remain as the self? When in दोनों चिपक गए ना अध्यास से, उसको जब तोड़ देते. That's why the whole thing. इति स्मृति दर्शनाच्च. Therefore अध्यासस्य प्रहाणाय, for the total destruction of the adhyas at every level. Atma ekatva vidya pratipattaye, for the obtaining of that knowledge which establishes the self and self as one without second, and which helps us in experiencing that one without second self, that Upanishad arabhyate. For that purpose, to remove the adhyasa and to make us realize the self Upanishad arabhyate. The Upanishadic study begins. How important is this portion? That's why I thought we'll see it once more today. नहीं तो लगता है हमने कर दिया लेकिन बात नहीं समझ में आता, याद नहीं रहता. Okay, in this way The अध्यास मतलब क्या हुआ? Sambandha Bhashya is concluded. The last portion again, 2 minutes. I'll talk tomorrow. Then we catch up with the Upanishad. Today itself we start the Upanishad. How? Starting. For the first chapter, first mantra, now the Avatarika. Earlier was the Sambandha Bhashya for the entire Upanishad. उपनिषद ब्रह्म विद्या हमको क्यों पढ़ना है, उसके लिए पिछले हम जो भी पढ़े थे वो अब जो हम देख रहे हैं फॉर द फर्स्ट मंत्र ऑफ द फर्स्ट चैप्टर ही इज गिविंग द अवतारिका. व्हाट इज अवतारिका? कि ब्रह्मवादिनः वदन्ति इत्यादि, ब्रह्मवादिनः वदन्ति इससे लेकर यस्य देवे पराभक्ति तक लास्ट श्लोक तक जो है इत्यादि श्वेताश्वतराणाम मंत्र उपनिषद. So in the Shwethashwathara Shakha of the Vedas, Krishna Yajurveda, in that mantra Brahmana Aranyakas are there. In the Brahmana मंत्र भाग में ये उपनिषद आपको मिलता है. तो श्वेताश्वतर वेद शाखा के मंत्र भाग में उपलब्ध ये उपनिषद है. ये हम जो पढ़ने वाले हैं जिसमें फर्स्ट मंत्र इज किम कारणम, लास्ट इज यस्य देवे परा. तो ब्रह्मवादिनो वदन्ति इत्यादि श्वेताश्वतराणाम मंत्र उपनिषदु. पहला मंत्र जो ब्रह्मवादिनो वदन्ति शुरू हुआ है वो श्वेताश्वतर शाखा का, वो उपनिषद शाखा का मंत्र ब्राह्मण आरण्यकों में मंत्र भाग में ये उपनिषद पाया जाता है. Vedas are having mantra in Brahmana and Aranyaka. Some Upanishads are in the mantra bhaga, some in Brahmana and some in Aranyaka. In the discussion between Guru Shishya, that found the place there. That's nothing to do with, nothing to be worried about it. But for the sake of information, if you search for this Upanishad, where to search, sir? ये रियली उपनिषद है क्या वेदों में, क्या आप नहीं लिखा? So to prove that, Shankara Bhagavan says, there is Krishna Yajurveda in that Shwethashwathara Shakha, in that mantra portion. If you took look at, you will see the first sentence, Brahmavadino Vadanti. This portion is from that Shakha and this is called Upanishad because it talks about Brahma Vidya. तो ब्रह्मवादिनो वदन्ति इति श्वेताश्वतराणां मंत्र उपनिषद. ओके, तस्या अल्पग्रंथा वृत्ति आरभ्यते. For this, a small treatise, vritti means vyakyana, commentary is being begun. What for? Sukhartha Prabodhanartham, like we see in Kathopanishad, for it to become easier for the students of the Upanishads to understand. है ना, ये हुआ इसका. फिर क्या है पहला मंत्र से लेकर, we'll do the chanting of it. The first mantra has got around 16 मंत्र है फर्स्ट अध्याय. So we'll spend 4 minutes to finish the chanting. Every day we'll chant these mantras like we do for our evening text also. So like every Upanishad we have done, so that we become familiar with the mantras. Om Ata Shri Krishna Yajurvediya Shwetashwathara Upanishad Prathamodhyayah Parayanam. Om Hari Om Brahmavadino Vadanti Kim Karanam Brahma Kutasmajatha जीवामकेन क्वच संप्रतिष्ठाः अधिष्ठिताः केन सुखेतरेषु वर्तामहे ब्रह्मविदो व्यवस्थां कालस्वभावो नियतिर्यदृच्छा भूतानि योनिः पुरुष इति चिन्त्या संयोग येषां नत्वात्मभावात् आत्माप्यनीशः सुखदुःखहेतोः ते ध्यानयोगानुगता अपश्यन् देवात्मशक्तिं सगुणैर्निगूढां यः कारणानि निखिलानि तानि कालात्मयुक्तान्यतिष्ठत्येकः तमेकनेमिं त्रिवृतं षोडशान्तं शतार्धारं विंशतिप्रत्यराभिः अष्टकैः षड्भिर्विश्वरूपैकपाशं त्रिमार्गभेदं द्विनिमित्तैकमोहं पञ्चस्रोतोऽम्बुं पञ्चयोन्युग्रवक्त्रां पंच प्राणोर्मिं पंच बुद्ध्यादिमूलां पंचावर्तां पंच दुःखौघवेगां पंचाशद्भेदां पंच पर्वाम् अधीमः. ओम 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 ओम। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो परम ऋषिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे तत्सद ब्रह्मा। 5 mantras only we chanted. काफी, बाकी कल करेंगे. That's how. Tomorrow come with full fresh mind. Let us study beautiful Upanishad. It is excellent, fantastic. With Bhashya और मजा आएगा. We try to study it. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.